Welcome back to Yang Daily. I'll be your host, Alex Cheney, bringing you all the Yang news you need to live your life right. We've got a very important democracy issue relating to Mississippi, some fact checking on automatic voter registration, good news on basic income, and a record to break. Let's dive in. Quick shout out to our Tier 3 patrons Peter Park, Shay Meehan, and Nathan Stankowski, as well as all our other patrons. You keep us all informed and engaged. If any of you out there want to join these advocates of humanity first and independent journalism, head on over to patreon.com/YangDaily. It would only take a couple of bucks a month from each listener to keep this podcast and community going and growing into the future. Now on to the news. Since there's been a renewed concentrated effort by right-wing media to spread lies about automatic voter registration recently, I'd like to clear up the facts. It's pretty simple. AVR does not change anything about what's required to verify who is eligible to vote. It does not make non-citizens eligible to vote. In fact, AVR bills explicitly state multiple times that they do not change citizenship requirements. AVR simply offers to initiate the same verification process we currently use anytime that a person provides the needed information to a government agency, assuming that the person is not already registered and has not opted out of AVR. That is it. As the name suggests, it simply automates the existing registration process so that more eligible voters will be registered to vote, which should be a no-brainer in a country which fought a war of secession specifically to establish the right for citizens to vote. There's a fact-check article on this and H.R. 1 in the links. Another major cautionary tale comes from Mississippi today, where the state Supreme Court shot down a citizen initiative to establish a medical marijuana program. It turns out that in order for citizens to amend Mississippi's constitution, the Constitution requires that 20% of the signatures on the initiative must come from each of 5 districts, which wouldn't be terrible except for the fact that only 4 districts exist in Mississippi, making the initiative amendments literally legally impossible. If you're a longtime listener, this should be triggering a memory of Arkansas, where the exact same situation exists, though for a different legal impossibility. The only other way to amend the Constitution is through the legislature, but legislators don't want to give up power. 7 bills have been filed over the years to update Mississippi's initiative process, and legislators have not made the change. The courts have overturned initiatives such as this medical marijuana program on the basis of this legal impossibility, while allowing other initiatives with less support and violating the exact same law to pass and remain. The rulings are partisan. The Mississippi Supreme Court is comprised of 9 justices, 3 who were elected and 6 who were appointed by Republican governors. 2/3 of the justices elected by the people voted to uphold this initiative, while 5 out of 6 appointed by the GOP voted it down. This is the danger of backing away from democracy, of allowing gerrymandering, allowing partisan courts, allowing voter disenfranchisement, allowing legislative gridlock via rules like the filibuster. It is the road to tyranny. One party can win a legislative majority, gerrymander districts so that they can't lose that majority, prevent the people from going around them, and appoint judges that will protect their power. It's how democracy dies, by degrees. Please remember that this is not a threat to just one party. It's a threat to democracy itself, to all of us. If any party or people successfully remove the checks on their power, they lose the need to represent anyone, even their own party's voters, and democracy is no more. This is why every attempt to unwind democratic rights is a threat to all of us and must be shot down by everyone who values freedom. On a brighter note, a recent survey of 1,000 Ontario residents finds that basic income is more popular than traditional economic policies, including raising the minimum wage, affordable housing, and universal childcare by a wide margin. This preference for basic income was also consistent between those who received no government assistance during the pandemic, those who received the basic income like CERB, and those who received traditional welfare. Those on traditional benefits were most favorable toward basic income at 91%, while those who got no help were least in favor at 57%, with the average of all 3 being 69%. Nice. Affordable housing was the next closest at 49% support. What pleasantly surprised me most was that basic income nearly doubled the approval numbers of minimum wage, which only got 36%. This shows how fast people are catching on that survival income should be a right, not conditional on employment. Let's keep that momentum going and put it to use. Yang's latest endorsement comes from Assemblymember Mike Cusick. Welcome to the party, Mike. And finally, I'm happy to announce that YangGang successfully broke through every fundraising goal set for this quarter, beating the top goal of $200,000 by 13%. Having hit a fundraising milestone, the Yang campaign is giving out free posters to anyone in New York City. If you're interested, check the link below. The campaign is now over 21,000 unique donors, and according to Yang, the all-time record for New York City mayoral races is 23,287. So we've got a good chance of beating it before this race ends. Even if it's only $1, encourage everyone you know to donate, and let's blow that record to smithereens, gang. And that'll do it for today's Yang Daily. Bookmark and share the automatic registration fact check, the Mississippi tyranny thread, and the Ontario basic income poll. Help us break the donor record. Flood Congress with calls, tweets, faxes, and letters using the ResistBot or Income Movement easy contacts below. If you need help, consult Humanity Forward, the Income Movement Aid Database, the Mission Asset Fund, or United Way, and don't forget to Yang Daily.